Planning of effectively as well as legally reducing your tax is called as tax planning. The objectives are very simple as well as very important for your examination. Why this corporate tax planning is there? What are the factors which influence? Under types of corporate tax planning, we have short term as well as long term. A warm welcome to one and all. This is your ALsir here, lecturing Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. And now we are discussing topic called Corporate Tax Planning, your 6th SEM, Unit 1 as well as Session 1. In this, we are discussing the Unit 1 that is called Introduction part. Now, your Unit 1 is all about theory and it is an interesting part as well as. So, corporate tax planning, we can't call it as a boring theory. Why? Because in the corporate tax planning, you will learn a lot. Now, there are few topics are there. I have divided into 3 sessions, your Unit 1. In the first session, we'll go for your almost half of the topic. Second session will go for another important topic, and the third session will go for conclusion part of your introduction. In the 3 sessions, we will complete your Unit 1. And what is the marks allotment for this unit? We can expect minimum 10 and maximum 15. What is the marks allotment? Minimum 10 marks, maximum of 15 marks for this topic. Now, so whatever I said, 10 to 15 marks, your passing is how much? 24. What is your passing mark? 24. Now, excluding your internals. Now, so 24 marks you are getting. Out of that, 15 marks you are getting from this topic only. How long does it take to prepare? Max to max, as per my knowledge, if you spend 1 hour, you're thorough with this topic. Max to max what? 1 hour. If you watch 20 minutes, 3 videos of your Unit 1, you're done with your 15 mark. So, go productively, go with the quality, not with the quantity. Now, so we'll complete in today's session the introduction part about corporate tax planning. Second, meaning of corporate tax planning. Then, objectives, types of tax planning and factors. These are the topics we are going to complete in today's session. Now, whatever 15 mark question they will ask you, that will be on what is corporate tax planning, objectives and factors of corporate tax planning. Now, first one, the introduction part of corporate tax planning. Now, before we get into this topic, I'll give you clear picture what is corporate tax. You know income tax, you know direct tax, you know indirect tax. What is this corporate tax? So what do you mean by corporate tax? And along with that, we have a word called planning. What is that planning actually? Now, in the simple thing, I'll tell you, corporate tax planning means, for example, you're going for Goa plan. You're planning what? Goa plan. Now, what happens? Normally, in the Goa plan, what you will do? You will plan almost 10 to 15 days prior. Now, if you are planning to go on October, you will plan from September. So, for Goa. Now, before you go, what you will plan? You will plan, should I go by train, should I go by bus, or should I go by own vehicle? There are 3 options are there. You will prefer train. Why? Because cost effective. Again, after going to Goa, should I stay for 3 days, 5 days or 7 days? Normally you prefer 3 to 5 days. So normally you will go for 3 days. Should I go for expensive resort or hotel, or else should I go for normal one? Like normally whoever goes to Goa, they will go for normal one because 90% of the time they will be outside. Only to sleep they go to room. That's why they will go for moderate one. So they will choose this one. Again with food. Should I go for expensive one or average one? So we'll go for tasty one. Wherever average with tasty will go. So for traveling, everything you plan properly, that so that the main intention is what? One is enjoyment. The second one is cost reduction. You're supposed to reduce the cost. You're supposed to reduce your expenses. Unnecessary expenses you will not do. What is this? Trip planning. Planning your outing. Similarly, we have tax planning. What is a tax planning? Like, you know, in the income tax already you have studied, like your savings, your deductions, your investment, LIC bond, NSC, National Savings Certificate, any donation you give, your housing loan, all these we call it as saving of your tax. For example, you are supposed to pay 50,000 tax. You have taken housing loan. What we are supposed to do? Whatever the interest you paid for housing loan, that can be reduced from this. Assume that you are paying 20,000 interest on housing loan. Now, what is your tax? 50,000. Now, how much reduced? 20. Now, your tax decreased to 30,000. Similarly, there are many investments are there, many saving plans are there. With the help of that, you can reduce your tax. Planning of reducing your tax, planning of effectively as well as legally reducing your tax is called as tax planning. Hope you are clear what is tax planning. Tax planning, it is nothing but in the legal way, if you reduce your tax, that we call it as tax planning. Now, under this, we have corporate tax planning. What do you mean by corporate tax planning? We'll go for that one by one. Now, the practical concept of taxation laws is to realize the revenue by way of tax to the maximum. Normally, what happens if you are in an income tax office? What do you think? You wish that the people should pay more tax to the government. If you are in an income tax office, you will wish that the people should pay more tax to the government. That is the first one. Then, therefore, the perception of taxpayer, including company, tax collector are different. But you are in an income tax office, you wish that people should pay more tax. But what about me? I wish that I should pay less tax to the government. Hope you are clear. There are two perceptions are there. Receiver always wish I will collect more. Payer always wish I pay less. I'll give you a simple example. You go to any mobile shop. You want to purchase a mobile. What is the price of the mobile? Just assume that 50,000. The price of the mobile is 50,000. The owner of the mobile shop, the seller, he wished that he should get 50,000. But buyer, I wish that I should pay 48,000. I wish that I should pay only 48 because I can save 2,000. What he wishes? He wishes that I can collect 2,000 more. Hope you are clear. Similarly, there are two perceptions are there. Income tax office wish that we should collect maximum. The people who are taxpayer wish that we should pay less. Now, the taxpayer spares no effort in the maximizing his profit and attracting the least incidence of tax. Normally, the payer wishes that he should get more profit, but tax should be less. Now, the tax collector, on the other hand, tries to maximize revenue within the framework of law. But he has to maximize his revenue, but he should not go for illegal activity. So these are the basic things they have explained you in the corporate tax planning. Now, so again, introduction part itself. It is here the tax planning has assumed for reaching importance in the complexities of the taxation. These are the things, basic information for your examination purpose. Only you are supposed to remember 3 to 4 points. introduction about corporate tax planning. Remember 3 to 4 points on that. No need to remember all the points. So these are the basic things, not required actually. Just remember what is corporate tax planning and perception of payer as well as receiver. Then, meaning of corporate tax planning. What is the meaning of tax planning in this? Tax planning is the arrangement of financial activities in such a way maximum tax benefit are enjoyed. Now, what is the tax planning? As I told you, to reduce your tax, what you are supposed to do? You should understand. You should know the tax. If you know tax very well, what you can do? You can reduce your tax. Normally, people pay more to the CA, Chartered Accountant, auditors. What is the reason? Because the Chartered Accountant and auditors know well about the taxation, so that with the help of those auditor or CA, we can reduce our tax burden. That is the reason normally we go to CA or auditors. Now, it entitles the assessee to avail certain exemptions, deductions, rebate and reliefs so as to minimize its tax liability. Whatever tax you are supposed to pay, from that we have many benefits like you have relief, rebate, deduction, exemption, everything you can claim so that your tax burden will be less. I'll give you a simple example. You can take example of mine only. Example. What is my yearly income? Just it is example, not in real. Clear? Now, my per annum income is 10 lakh. Per annum means what? Per year my income is 10 lakh. Just example, remember. Now, my income is 10 lakh. I am supposed to pay tax on 10 lakh. Now, what is the tax slab actually? As you know that up to 2,50,000, no tax. 2,50,000 to 5 lakh. Remaining on that it will be 5%. Clear? Just assume that 5 lakh to 10 lakh, so balance 5 lakh. On that 20% tax. So how much tax I am supposed to pay? So it will be 0. It will be 12,500. On 5 lakh 20%, it will be 1 lakh. Total I am supposed to pay 1,12,500. This is a tax burden I am supposed to pay to the government. Now, I have not added education cess, it is 4%. Excluding education cess, I am supposed to pay 1,12,500. Now, I don't know anything about tax. What should I do now? I should go to the auditor. I should go to the chartered accountant. I should say that, sir, I am supposed to pay 1,12,500 as a tax. So could you help me by reducing this? I'll give you 10,000 rupees fees. Clear? Just remember this story, very important. Now, my salary is how much? 10 lakh. After doing all calculation, I got 1,12,500 as my tax payment. I am supposed to pay tax how much? 1,12,500. Now, so somebody advised me that you go to auditor or CA, he will reduce your tax. Then what I did, I went to CA or auditor. I agreed with an agreement that I'll pay you 10,000 rupees. I'll pay you 10,000 rupees. Could you reduce my tax? Clear? Yes. Now, so that auditor is very good actually, nice person. What he did, he asked me few informations. He asked me, what is your salary? I said, per annum I get 10 lakh. Per year I get 10 lakh. That is my salary. Okay. He again asked me, have you done any investment? I said, yes, I have housing loan. I am paying interest of 1 lakh per year. How much I am paying interest? 1 lakh per year. Then he said, get me that document. I bought. Now, from 10 lakh, he reduced 1 lakh. So 10 lakh has become how much now? 9 lakh. Then again he asked me, do you have any insurance policy? I said yes. How much you paid for your insurance policy? I said I paid 30,000 for my insurance. Get me that document. Again he reduced 30,000. So how much now? 8,70,000. Again he asked me, do you have any children? Yes. So are they going for school or college? Yes. What is the tuition fees you paid to the school? I said I paid 40,000 fees. How much I paid? 40,000. Get me that receipt. Again, from this 40,000 reduced. Now how much it is? 8,30,000. Then again he asked me, have you done any donations, any charity or somewhere? I said yes, I have done. How much you have done? I have done 30,000 as donation to some charity. Get me that receipt. Again, 8,30,000 minus 30, it has reduced to 8 lakh. See, from 10 lakh it has come up to what? It has come up to 8 lakh. Hope you are clear. You are getting it? Yes. Now, along with that, he asked me, is there anybody with you? I said yes. He is a handicapped one. Yes. He is a disabled one. Yes. You are taking care of him. Yes. How much you are paying? 75,000 his medical expenses. Again, from 8,75,000 minus. So it has become 7,25,000. Along with that, he asked me, is there any mediclaim policy are there? Again, I paid for that. And he asked me, is there any post office, NSA have you paid? Post office deposit have you made? All put together, I said my investment is 1,25,000 saving. Like post office, NSC and all put together 1,25,000. From 7,25,000, I don't have space there. 7,25,000 minus 1,25,000. Finally, he reduced to 6 lakh. Now, earlier it was 10 lakh. He have all the knowledge. So, because of his knowledge, 10 lakh in the legal way, we have reduced to 6 lakh. Now, he told me to calculate the tax. Now, on 6 lakh, if I calculate, up to 2,50,000 nil. 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 12,500. 12,500. And extra we have 6 lakh means 1 lakh extra we have above 5 lakh on that 20%. So 1 lakh 20% means it will be 20,000. So it all put together 32,500. See the magic actually. Now earlier I am supposed to, before I go to the chartered accountant, I am supposed to pay how much? 1,12,500. Now, after getting all the information, the chartered accountant reduced my income to 6 lakh. On that, if I calculate, I am supposed to pay tax only 32,500. Where is 1,12,500 and where is 32,500? Almost 80,000 less. See, 1,12,500 and now it is only 32,500. Almost 80,000 I reduced. What is the fees I agreed to chartered accountant? 10,000. So out of 80,000 saving, let it 10,000 goes to the CA. Hope you are clear. So in the legal way, I reduced my tax. This is what we call it as tax planning. Hope you got clear picture what is tax planning. Now, it is entitled the assessee to avail certain exemption. These are called, whatever I have done minus and all, those are called as exemptions. Those are called as deductions. Those are called as relief. Hope you are clear. Good. This is what your tax planning. Next, objectives of corporate tax planning. What are the objectives are there? The objectives are very simple as well as very important for your examination. These are the paragraphs are there, no? Nothing to worry. Just you are supposed to remember these points. You are supposed to remember these points. The rest of the things you can write on your own, but it should be related to this particular point. Now, objectives of corporate tax planning. What are the objectives are there? Very simple. Reduction of tax liability. Because of this corporate tax planning, as I showed you the demo actually, reduction of tax liability. Remember this example, 1,12,000 to it is reduced to what value? 32,500, reduced, reduction. Then minimization of litigation. What is the litigation? The confusions, the disturbance, or the problems. Everything will be reduced if you do proper tax planning. I gave you example of Goa plan. If you plan properly, all with reservation, room booking, everything is done prior, then is there any confusions? No. Is there any extra cost? Nothing. So all those litigations can be reduced, can be make it zero. Then productive investment. So whatever the example I gave with chartered accountant and all, next time chartered accountant what he says, you invest in this, you invest in this. If you have extra amount, you deposit there. He will guide you properly. Because of that, productive investment will happen. I told you about NSC, National Saving Certificate. What is the advantages of NSC? Just assume that if you have plan, start from today itself. Every month, just 1,000 deposit in NSC, National Saving Certificate. That is a post office. In the post office, you will get just 1,000 you spend every month in NSC. So after 8 or 9 years, every month you will get 2,000. Clear? So whatever you are spending 1,000 every month, after 8 years, continuously every month you will get double the amount. If you spend 5,000 every month, after 10 years, the 5,000 will become 10,000 every month. Now we are good. Yeah, still we are young, we can invest. After 60 years, what happens? We cannot work. But if you are invested in NSC, you can save your tax, as well as after 60 years, every month you will get minimum amount. So those are the things you have to plan. It is the right time to plan actually. So those are called as your tax planning. That is nothing but productive investment. Then healthy growth of economy. So what is this? Healthy growth of economy. Because of this, everybody does this. So healthy growth will happen in the economy because it is legal way. Legal way always goes for healthy growth of economy. Next, economic stability. It will be stable if you go for your corporate tax planning. Now, like productive investment increase counters of the national economy, embracing in itself the economic prosperity of not only the taxpayers but also of those who earn the income not chargeable to tax. Not only for the taxpayer, many people are there, they are still like roadsiders. Will they pay tax? No. For them also it is benefited. Now, so once we're done with your objectives, we go for types of corporate tax planning. Under types of corporate tax planning, we have short term as well as long term. Under types, we have only two things. What is a short term and long term? Short term, small thing I said, giving donation, or like your mediclaim policy, or small investment, or your small investment, all comes under short term. What is a long term? You have taken a residential house for 20 years loan. Whatever 20 years interest you pay, that is a long term. You have taken education loan, that is a long term. All comes under your corporate tax planning types. Clear? How many types are there? One is short term, another one is long term. Then factors on the basis of which tax planning is done. These are we have done with what? Introduction, meaning, objectives, types, and now we are studying factors of your corporate tax planning. Now, so small topic actually. Here also same thing. Nothing to worry with complete paragraph. Just the heading, your whatever I do underline, those things you are supposed to remember. Now, residential status and citizenship of the assessee. So, why this corporate tax planning is there? What are the factors which influence? So, what do you mean by factors actually? I'll give you best example. You have opted BCom. Now, what influenced you to come for BCom? Like maybe your faculty insisted, or your parents told that BCom is better, or else you are doing any professional course for that BCom will help you, because same subjects are there and you are very good at practical subject. That's why you have opted BCom. Compared to BBA, BCom have more practical subject. So these are the things which are influence you, which are these are called as factors to take your BCom. Similarly, what are the factors for tax planning? Like go with the example, like how did you take your BCom? How did you take your BCom? Similar way, why the tax planning is required? These are the factors are there. These are the factors helped to do tax planning. Now, first one, residential status and citizenship of the assessee. That is the first factor. Now, we know that non-resident in India is not liable to pay income tax on income which accrue or arise are also received outside India, whereas resident in India is liable to pay income tax. Now, therefore, every assessee would like to be non-resident in India if he has any income which accrues or arise outside India. First factor is what means you are the resident of India. Yes. If you are a resident of India, it is your prime most duty to pay tax. So, if it is your duty to pay tax, then what you will do? You try to reduce tax. That is called as tax planning. Next. Second one. Heads of income. While doing tax planning, will you do directly? No, you have to see your heads of income. What is your income from salary? What is your income from house property? What is your income from business or profession? How much you will get from capital gain? Everything you are supposed to calculate. Other than this, what we have? Income from other head. All five you have to remember and you have to do your calculation. Now, so, heads of income also one of the most important factor for which your tax planning is there. Now, third one, latest legal positions. Now, it is a foremost duty of your tax planner to keep him fully conversant with the latest position of the taxation laws along with the allied laws and also the judicial pronouncement in respect of thereof. Like, if you want to reduce your tax, like, assume that I have done my CA when? In 2005. Now, so can I keep the same 2005 book now? If any client comes to me, can I show the 2005 textbook? See, you can do investment here, you can save here. You cannot do what you are supposed to do. As per 2021, what are the latest amendments are there? What are the updates happen? According to that, you are supposed to plan. That is what it is saying. Latest legal position. You should be aware of latest tax law, latest your allied laws and latest judicial pronouncement. All these things you should have knowledge. So, like doctors and lawyers, chartered accountants, these are the three professions you have to keep updating every day. Every day you cannot go with your old experience. Experience matters, but along with that, updation also matters. Now, next, fourth point. Form versus substance A tax planner has to bear in mind following principles enunciated by the court on the question whether form or substance of your transaction should prevail in income tax matter. So these are substance means what? The proof. You should know the proof that yeah, I can do this. I can go for this deduction. I can avail this exemption. All those with substance you have to go. Form of transaction. So it depends on your form of transaction also. Few transactions are there which are unaccountable. Few transactions are there which are accountable. You have to go according to that. Like I'm working in college, whatever the salary I'll get, that is countable because directly it is credited to my account and easily they can trace. Whatever tuitions I do, is it accountable? No. Some student came, he gave some 5,000. Anybody will see that? No. So those are called unaccountable. So you have to see form of transaction is very important. So genuineness of transaction. You have to see that whether genuine or colorable one, because in such a situation it is not a question of form and substance but of appearance and truth. Now you have to see that whether this transaction happened, whether you earned something from the transaction, everything you have to keep it in mind. Those will affect your tax planning. Now so I say that I have given 10,000 as a donation. Can I claim? Yes, but if you have proof, if it is a genuine one. If it is not genuine one, then you cannot claim it as a donation. Hope you are clear. Yes, nothing to worry. Don't go in detail. Just one line with the point is sufficient. Clear? Don't go in detail. Just one line with point. Next, expenditure also you are supposed to see. Expenditure, the mere fact that the payment is made under an agreement does not preclude the department from inquiring into the actual nature of the payment. So whatever expenditures you made, if you want to claim, it should be with the proof that you have made that expenditure. Hope you are clear. Yes. So this is only theory part. So don't go in detail. Only you are supposed to remember the point. Next. Yeah. So I'll go back to all your slides. Please take screenshot. And from this year, this sem, I have made a new rule. Rule, it is nothing but after end of every session, I'll give you small homework. After end of every session, I'll give you small homework. It is very easy. And I'll tell you the details also. First, you take screenshot. So these are the agenda. Introduction part. Introduction part. Meaning of tax planning. Objectives, types of corporate tax planning, factors, the basis of which tax planning is done, factors on the basis of which the tax planning is done, factors. So your homework is very simple. What is your homework? In your comment box, you need not to do any homework in the notes and all. In your comment box, you're supposed to write without saying. After watching video, again, don't go back. What you're supposed to do is in the comment box, you have to tell me 3 points, the factors, 3 points of objectives. Hope you are clear. So what is your homework? In the comment box, you're supposed to write 3 points, objectives, and 3 points which are factors without seeing. Again, don't go back so that we'll see how much attentive you are in the class. Hope you are clear. Yes. So complete there itself so that we can go for second session. Don't lag or don't miss any videos. If you missed out any videos, again go back, watch, then come for next session. The continuity, please don't break so that you will not understand properly. If you miss that, break. Thank you.